August, Fatorda Stadium, Goa, 93% humidity. Dempo Sports Club against the mighty Aussies from down under. The Brisbane Roar are in Goa. They are in town. They're in India. And it is against Dempo that they will open their account in this tournament. So I am back. My name is Joel Williams. I am back.
How have you prepared for today's game? And can you tell us a little bit about your team?
Actually, we have prepared it. We started out training on 1st of this month. Suddenly, we didn't know that we are playing this tournament. So it's like a pre-season tournament for us. About this one, we have retained players from last year. And
So for the first time, two foreign teams are coming in to play in India. How big of an opportunity, how good opportunity for us to compete in international team to check us? How do you think?
it's a very good opportunity for me as a coach and my players also. Top soldiers against top teams in Australia and Argentina. So we should learn from them and we should try and get as much knowledge as we can. But then what game we have to best.
So since 2 weeks are remaining, then the I-League setup is going to start I-League 3, 2 and 1. And since we have just been promoted to I-League this season after a long wait, how do you see these 2 weeks as your team's preparation?
We have worked really hard. We have worked on certain things. We try to implement it, and it's Dempo's way that whenever we are in any competition, we try to win. It's all good.
Thank you so much, sir, and all the very best. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Very well.
So firstly, I would like to know how have you prepared for the Indian teams? You're coming into India for the first time, I guess. How have you prepared for teams being like new to here?
Yeah, look, it's very difficult because we don't know too much about these teams that we're playing against. What we do know is that Indian football is definitely growing and it's getting stronger and stronger every year. So we expect a stiff competition of all the teams that we play.
Can you tell us a little bit about your squad that's going to play? Is it the main squad or your youth team? How is it going to for us, the Indian fans?
Yeah, look, we've got our full squad in terms of our top 23 players here. Obviously, we need to rotate the squad throughout the tournament, so you're going to see a little bit of our best players and a little bit of our younger ones, and then a lot of the middle players. So it'll be a really good opportunity for us to give some younger players some minutes, but also a really good opportunity to put out our best team against the Indian teams as well.
Indian footballing calendar is starting in next few weeks' time. So all our clubs are looking at it as a pre-season tour, a final setting pieces for the jigsaw puzzle for the team. How do you look at it for your preparation for the season in Australia?
Look, it's great for us. We've been in pre-season now for nearly 8 or 9 weeks, and we've only had 1 or 2 competitive games. So we're very early on in our pre-season. We still have 10 weeks, about 10 weeks left. But this is a nice opportunity just to get some competitive games and to come away.
So the teams for Dempo: Shalom Pires, Prudvesh Bednakar, Mohammed Ali, Ariston Costa, Guam, Sayesh Bakar, Shubham Rawat, Laximal Rauran, Vinay Harji, Kapil Hoble and Welister Mendes. On the bench, CB Rodriguez, Siren Seguman, Samuel Da Costa, Vieri Colasso, Daryl Lyshram and Daniel, the head coach, Samir Naik. And Brisbane Roar should be playing with their top team. This is their squad for the coming A-League season starting in October. We have the lineups now here for the Brisbane Roar. Benjamin Warren, Joe Coletti, Wahid Shur from Lebanon, Jez Lofthouse, Jack Hingard from Sri Lanka, Keegan Jelicic, Matthew Action, Quinn McNichol, Luis Zavala, James Dorrington and Magnus on the bench. Marcus Cimarino. We also have, I'm just going to try and get it for you guys now. We have on the bench, we have Marcus Cimarino, Benjamin Halloran, James O'Shea, Harry van der Sar, Thomas Waddingham, Lucas Harrington, Florine Berry and Gabe Aubert, the Frenchman, Marcus Fagranus, the American, Corey Brown and Macklin Frake. So, Dempo in blue against the Brisbane Roar in orange, their customary orange. I am alongside my co-commentator today, Junaid. Junaid, a very warm welcome to the Bandodkar Stadium, to the commentary box. How are you doing and did you enjoy that Ross omelette? Well, looks like Junaid is still not here with us. That's a bit of a fail, isn't it? are just seeing the guests shaking hands with the players. So of course the Brisbane Roar here in India. As we heard their coach, they're already a few weeks into their pre-season, and well, they are treating this as a pre-season tournament, of course. A lot of international experience. Jack Hingett plays for Sri Lanka. Jay O'Shea, past Ireland international player, also experienced in the Championship and League One in the UK. So a lot of decent players here playing for this Brisbane Roar side, and I believe that my co-commentator and partner in crime is back. Junaid, welcome back, mate.
Thank you, Joel. Like always, pleasure to be alongside with you in the combox. Looks like they have fielded perfect 11 to start the game off. Just more like a dress rehearsal, perhaps a pre-season for them. Brisbane Roars are ready to roar here in India. It's a pretty strong starting lineup, I would say. And Dempo have fared well domestically. Finished runners-up in the I-League 3, qualified to the I-League 2, and then finished on the second spot there as well. They would be hoping for a better outing today against a very strong lineup of Brisbane Roar.
Of course, for all of our Australian followers watching from down under, it is quite late though in Australia at the moment, so maybe a few brave souls have decided to stay back and watch this pre-season friendly for the Brisbane Roar. So the I-League is the second division in India. We have the ISL first division, I-League is a second, and then I-League 2 and I-League 3 are just below that. So just to clarify for all of our Australian viewers who might be not knowing how the Indian footballing pyramid works, Junaid.
Well, that's right, and like
Seems like we have lost Junaid once again. He fell down the rabbit hole. So it is Brisbane in orange against Dempo in blue. Two captains are there. The Tejas Navnagar, the referee Yuvraj Tari, Yeshwar Gaonkar and British Bhausaheb. So, my name Joel Williams, and Junaid, who, well, as I just previously said, has had a bit of a hiccup, will be back with us shortly, I hope. I don't want him leaving me alone in this game today. So it is the dynamic duo here once more. I'm just waiting for my partner to arrive. In the meantime, we see the Dempo huddle, trying to get the juices going and flowing before they face the might of the Brisbane Roar. Of course, the Brisbane Roar, pretty good side in their own respects. Previous experience, of course, in Asia's top competitions for the Brisbane Roar. And Junaid has just sent me a message. He's back. Back indeed. Junaid, welcome back, mate.
thank you, Joel.
How many times are you going to make a comeback, Junaid? So we are off here. Dempo in blue, Brisbane Roar in their customary orange jerseys. This is the second game of the Bhausaheb Bandodkar Memorial Trophy. We have the Aussies from down under. Good day, mate. Well, they do certainly hope it's going to be a good day for them in a couple of hours' time. Of course, Australia, 11:30 at night, nearly midnight. So only a few brave souls, perhaps, are staying behind to watch this game. You can already see immediately the Brisbane Roar controlling possession of the game, Junaid. Do we expect this to be the pattern of the game?
Well, that's right. They are going to dominate possession, and then Dempo will have to try and make things work in their favor, because this side has got some absolute quality. They've got some experienced pros, like you rightly pointed out a bit earlier. Jack Hingett has been with the club since 2011. It's been a stalwart. Here's an opening there inside the box. Done well by Dempo to bring it out of danger.
And you mentioned, Junaid, you mentioned Jack Hingert. We'll come back to that now because it's quite interesting, the story career for Jack Hingert. Born in London in the UK, and well, Sri Lankan ancestry, has made 2 international caps for Sri Lanka. You know, one of those paradoxical internationals that are basically, you know, doesn't have a Sri Lankan name or surname and born in the UK, but still somehow qualifies for the Sri Lankans, our neighbours down south. And, well, he's played 2 internationals for them, so it's quite a story for him. All the way from London to Brisbane to Colombo. Interesting indeed.
That's right, and they do have a couple more signings as well. They have players starting. There's Waleed there, who's made his way from Lebanon, who's played with Ahed down there. 51 appearances for them, scoring 4 times. Was on loan briefly for Racing Beirut, as well as Shabab Sahel.
Foul there, arm used by one of the Brisbane Roar players. We will be trying to get the names correct here today because obviously from where we are sitting down in the commentary box, the numbers are not that very clear to us, so we do have to depend also on the stream that we have. So it is going to be an interesting prospect here today. This is the second game of the afternoon on this double Saturday. We do have 2 more games tomorrow, Sunday also. But we'll get to that tomorrow when we have to. As we say back home in the UK, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But this game, already, a quick start by Brisbane Roar. And it is an interesting... You mentioned the Lebanon player they have, Shahour. They also have a Frenchman sitting on the bench, Berenguer. So, pretty experienced team, this Brisbane Roar. And we heard the head coach, the manager, talk before the game began that they were using this as, of course, an opportunity to mix and match with their experienced players and other younger players to try and, you know, get that right combination ready for the A-League starting in October. The Brisbane Roar, of course, some of the candidates for the A-League competition in the future. So, Junaid, 0-0 between Dempo and Brisbane Roar. What are we expecting from the Roar here today in this game?
Do you want me to predict once again? Let's go with the prediction this time. I would say 4-0 in favour of Brisbane. A bit audacious, but yeah, let's see how it goes, because I got my prediction nearly correct in the last game. But yes, Dempo, you never know what they bring to the table tonight.
Well, it would be something if Dempo managed to get a positive result here against the Brisbane Roar. I mean, they are odds-on favourites to lose this game, that is for sure. But still, football is one of those sports that you really can't predict anything happening, because it is just a fantastic, fabulous sport that we all love, of course. And getting some predictions correct is pretty mighty hard to do that. Here comes Brisbane Roar though, nice attack down the wing. Opening shot, blocked and goes out of play for a corner kick. So first initial opportunity here for the Brisbane Roar. If you are joining us now, and well, we're live here at Sportscast India and FIFA Plus. Brisbane Roar are in orange and Dempo are in blue. Corner kick for the Brisbane Roar. It's going to be an in-swinger. Bad corner there. Chance! Oh, that got flicked wide. And early opportunity for Brisbane Roar. Are we going to be seeing more of this during the game, Junaid?
Well, I think so, because we all know the attacking prowess they have in their ranks, and the way they have started this game, they are on the ascendancy, and whenever they get the ball in the final third, they'll definitely try and hit that target and make the goalkeeper work. Started this on the right note, and we'll have to wait and see if Dempo tries to sit back and absorb the pressure coming in from the boys in orange, or will they try to get off the blocks and make some attacking moves, especially down the flanks? They've got the likes of Shubham Rawat and Lakshman Rao. I've watched these guys play in the I-League 3 and I-League 2. They are some prospects, and but yes, it's a different ball game, it's a different opposition, and especially with the kind of quality the team from down under brings, it's just going to be a tad too difficult for the boys in blue this evening, Joel.
I would go with you with that. It is going to be a difficult prospect for them to try and get anything positive from this game. And I'm trying to be as frank and as honest here. And I will emphasize again, football is a funny old game. Anything can happen. I remember a game almost a decade ago between Barcelona and Celtic. And Celtic had 11% possession or something like that. I don't know if you saw or remember that game, Junaid. Barcelona had 30-something shots on target, and they still managed to lose the game 2-1. So it is one of those games, isn't it, football, that you really can't predict what is going to happen. Long ball forward for Dempo. Ball goes out of play for a throw-in deep inside Brisbane territory. Most of you are joining us from Australia, from India, from anywhere else in the world. Maybe you are an Argentina supporter listening to us or viewing us from Buenos Aires. Because, of course, Defensa y Justicia is also playing in this tournament, the Argentina top division side. So they are part of this 18 contingent that is currently in Goa, sequestered in the beautiful coastal state of Goa. Fantastic beaches, great people, great atmosphere, great food. But I'm sorry to say, not particularly good weather, Junaid. Is that going to have an effect on the game?
It's only today, because it's just going to be, it's a sunny Goa, as we've always known it for. And today it's just been rain. It's just been that sort of a day. It's been raining cats and dogs right throughout. But I don't think things are settling down quite a bit as we progress late into the evening. Taken away by Dempo.
We are getting a lot of comments from perhaps Australian supporters that are unaware that it's actually raining cats and dogs here today in Goa, and that's why perhaps the stands are looking the way they're looking, which is not particularly nice when you have international teams coming down over and competing in such a prestigious tournament as this one. But we do hope that tomorrow the weather does clear out and the sun keeps on shining and shines through, and we have fantastic football games tomorrow also. Of course, Central Defensiva y Justicia playing, and Risha, Chennaiyin and Churchill Brothers. That group is going to be a tight group to predict, isn't it?
Well, that's right, and all the teams are evenly poised, evenly matched in that group. Here in this group, you do expect the likes of FC Goa and Brisbane Roar to make their way through. But still early days, got a long way into the tournament. Match day 1, game number 2. There's lots more coming our way. 2 games tomorrow, and then on Tuesday we'll be back. More live action.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday again next week. Then on the 3rd, we're back for the semis, and on the 6th we have the final. So 15 games, Junaid, 15 games of pure, unfiltered, unadulterated football. 6 Indian clubs, 1 Australian team, and 1 Argentina side. So, and I have to say, despite all the rain peltering down as it has for the past few days in Goa, the actual turf, the ground, is in pretty decent condition, Junaid, isn't it?
Well, that's right, and the ground staff has done a really good job. Quick throw in
Opportunity here
towards
for
the flank on the
Goa.
left-hand
Goa now
side.
on the charge, no foul, says the referee. I'm sorry, Junaid, for interrupting there, but there was a bit of an opportunity there for Brisbane Roar. The referee in the first game was basically non-existent, which means that he was doing a good job. Already today, we've seen the referee show a yellow card inside 2 minutes. Talking about the referees, It's a pretty tough job that they have to manage a situation and talk to the players and communicate with them effectively. The referee's role in this match, if he goes unnoticed, he's done a good job, hasn't he?
That's right, and then being put under pressure from everywhere. Perhaps you've been in that position quite often, Joel. You would know much better than I do. You've been a referee yourself, a coach.
It is a
Thankless
position
job,
that
if I could
it is a thankless job. It's going to be a free kick here for Brisbane Roar in an interesting position. We'll get to that. We'll get to that subject now, Junaid. It is a thankless job, and trust me, you don't want to be the man in the middle when you have 22 guys shouting and bellowing from the top of their lungs at you at any given occasion. It's not a happy job, to be fair with you. But well, it's going to be a free kick now for the Brisbane Roar. It's going to be a very, very good opportunity here for the Australian side to perhaps test the goalkeeper here. He will be the goalkeeper for Dempo, Wellister Mendes. Free kick now to be taken. It's going to be a chance here. Oh, blocked and it goes wide. Out for a corner kick. That was a good opportunity, Junaid.
That's right, and the effort was not bad either. Got blocked, and then on the other side for a corner. Another set piece. James Durrington take this one.
That's going to be a second corner kick in succession. So Brisbane Roar applying the pressure. It's been 13 minutes and, well, Dempo fans haven't conceded yet. So that's something positive for them. Brisbane fans, well, corner kick, Jamie Dorrington to take it again. Towering header, cleared away though by Dempo. Ball still for the Brisbane Roar. Nice surging run there. Cross, cut back, intercepted once more by Dempo. Opportunity here for number 11. This is Lofthouse, and another corner kick, third corner kick in succession, and we can safely say that the Brisbane Roar are turning the screws in this game. Corner kick again to be taken by number 47, James Durrington. It's going to be an outsider, an outswinger, as we would say in cricket. Ball gets played in, punched away by Welliston. Ball is still in the edge of the box. Another cross. This time Dempo do manage to clear the lines, and now they can break with pace. The rain, Junaid, has subsided, so that is good news. We're not being swamped right now by the rain. Wellister Mendes now with the ball down the flank. Intercepted again by Brisbane Roar, out for a throw-in. 15 minutes in, how happy are Dempo that it's still 0-0, Junaid?
Must be pretty happy. They aren't enjoying more of the ball at the moment, but they haven't conceded. Early pressure from Brisbane. They haven't converted those opportunities, those set pieces. Here they come, Dempo. Trying to utilize the flank, trying to make some space. It's a brilliant ball, trying to get it forward. Is that a pull down?
It's going to be a yellow card, definitely. That's a good call by the referee because, well, he was in through number 15. He was in through there, using the space, and he just left him for dead there. So it's a good call by the referee to bring that back. That's number 19, mate. Number 19 for the Roar, Jack Hingat, the Sri Lankan international, being exposed there by Lakshman Rao Rane, number 15. So a good turn of pace there by Rane. And Jack Hingat, Sri Lanka international player with tons of experience, has considered a free kick, and it's a yellow card. Free kick now for Dempo. Decent opportunity here to carve a chance, which is at most what they can expect to get. Free kick for Dempo, shot coming in! Well, first shot on target of the game, and it's not for Brisbane. It is for Dempo, which is good news for the Indian side, the I-League side. It's a pretty decent start to this match. And for all of you guys saying that this is not Brisbane Roar's first team, etc., etc., well, it's a pre-season friendly, guys, for them. Yes, so of course the tempo is not going to be at 100%, and of course they're going to be chopping and changing players throughout the game because they can and they will, and they're giving their players time to adjust. There is also 93% humidity here in Goa, so the weather is also going to play an effect and an impact in this match. Indian players are used to it. Australians, well, perhaps not, especially now in Australia. Summer in December and November and January. It's winter time there in Australia right now. So do you think that will play an effect, Junaid, on the match proceedings?
Well, that's right, and then like you pointed out, they will keep rotating. It's a pre-season friendly for them. Just try and get used to the conditions. Still early days in the tournament. First game, and get themselves acclimatized. Then more so be ready for the season ahead.
And truth be told, I think that is the same for both teams. I mean, Dempo are also in their pre-season. They're getting ready for the I-League. Brisbane Roar getting ready for the A-League. So there's a lot of testing players out here in these conditions, harsh conditions today, humid and wet. So it is a rather interesting experiment that we're watching here today between these two sides. Of course, Dempo playing in the I-League, the second division of India, and Brisbane Roar in the A-League. So you do expect them to win the game. Cross coming in now from the flank, and that's again not controlled, and well, Darrington is given a shove by his own player. Throw in for Dempo. So do remember, guys, that we are live on our YouTube channel also. Hashtag Ask the Commentator. Hashtag Ask the Commentator. And you can interact with us. We'll be reading the best comments out on our YouTube channel. So, well, just make sure to hashtag Ask the Commentator. As you can hear in the background, the rain again starting to pelter it down in Goa. 19 minutes in, 0-0 between Dempo and Brisbane Roar. If you were the head coach for Dempo at the moment, Junaid, just put yourself in that position. How happy would you be, and what would you be telling your players?
Well, it depends on the strategy they are following, because at the moment they're just trying to sit back and absorb the pressure, and probably would try to hit back on the counter, and that's exactly what they did a few minutes back when the ball was played into the stride of Lakshman Rao, where a yellow card was considered. Here's Lakshman Rao again trying to make that run, this time track back and cleared out quite comfortably in the end. They haven't conceded, which is a positive sign, and then it just gives me a feeling, Joel, this game is following the same template as it happened in the previous fixture. Here's Lakshman Rao again there with a cross, a poor effort in the end. Nothing tangible coming out from there on. Like I said, it's following the same template as the previous fixture we saw at the 4 p.m. kickoff. Nothing scored in the first half, and then later, you never know, that half-time talk could just change the difference. Still a lot of time left in the first half itself. We'll have to wait and see what Brisbane Roar come up with in the next 20-25 minutes or so.
You can hear the rain. Oh my word. It's absolutely raining cats and dogs here today. We're getting some questions by someone in the audience asking, Public Music is asking if Dempo is fielding any foreign players. They're not in this game. They haven't signed any, as I believe that they have now. Also another interesting one. Well, we are this one. Who is your A-League 24-25 winner prediction? That is a question from KFR. I particularly like the Wellington Phoenix from New Zealand, so I don't know. I don't think they will win it, but last year they were there, up and thereabouts. So, yeah, guys, it is 0-0, 21 minutes in. And as you rightly mentioned today, just now, Junaid, it is following a similar pattern to what we saw in the first game with FC Goa and Sporting Club de Goa. It was 0-0 at half-time there, and then FC Goa in the second half just turned on the style and put 4 past Dempo, past Sporting Club de Goa. What do Dempo have to do, Junaid, for that not to happen again to them?
Meanwhile, the attack was developing there, marshaled out in the end. Well, the strategy they seem to be following at the moment is sitting back and then maybe trying to hit them on the counter. Try and get the likes of Lakshman Rao and Shubham Rao. They are decent strikers, but we haven't seen that link-up coming in from the likes of Aaron DeCosta and Beatrice Buam as of now. They'll have to link up, try and find a few passes, utilize the flanks, which they have done. They have preferred the left flank consistently in the last 5 minutes or so, but then there's something which hasn't materialized so far. So probably get on the ball, try and dominate the possession for a few minutes, link up a few passes, and then see how it pans out for them. At the moment, it's just the boys in orange and enjoying the lion's share.
They are indeed enjoying the lion's share, no pun intended. A team called the Brisbane Roar, of course. A lot of comments on our YouTube chat, Junaid, with regards to the Brisbane Roar. They're playing all the reserves and all this and that. They're kids, they're youngsters. I'm pretty sure they're from Australian people because they still haven't scored a goal. That's just my belief. But I have to say, I'm a Liverpool fan. When Liverpool toured the US this past July and August, they took 30 players, and out of those 30 players, there were 20, 22, 23 that were either fringe players or reserves or youngsters. So this happens when you go on a foreign tour and it's pre-season. You take 25, 30 players with you and you try different kind of players. That is what this is all about. It's not about winning the game. It's not about scoring as many goals as you can. It's about trying to get into the right rhythm of the game before the actual season, before the actual nitty-gritty gets to them. And for the Brisbane Roar, it starts in October, so they'll be playing here till September in India. So this is a pre-season tournament for them. So I'm a really bit lost for words, Junaid, as to why people would complain that this is the reserve or youth team. It's actually a pretty decent side with a lot of players. Benninger is on the bench, Jay O'Shea. You have, of course, Jack Hingett, who's a Sri Lanka international player. So I don't really approve of those messages, Junaid. Do you?
Well, I don't actually, because they have a pretty strong side out there on the pitch, and of
They
course,
do,
like
don't
you
they?
pointed
Yeah.
out, there are some players sitting out on the bench, and I'm pretty sure they will be involved at a certain stage, because every now and then, they would definitely love to have a few minutes under their belt on the opening day as well. So we'll have to wait and see if that time comes somewhere down in the second half, or when the coach decides to bring on some of the experienced pros sitting out on the bench for this fixture.
You see the ball boys dressed in their ponchos. Absolutely love that scene, really. It just epitomizes the amount of rain that's falling down here right now in Goa at the moment. Ball in the center circle. Not a good control there, and Dempo recovered possession again. I think that what I'm seeing is that even though the Brisbane Roar is technically perhaps playing a much more controlled game, Dempo are trying to hit them on the counter attack, and they are sometimes carving them open. We saw that Rane run that Hingett got the yellow card for. So it's so far the game plan for Dempo is working. What about the game plan for the Brisbane Roar, Junaid? How would you feel if you were their coach at the moment? What would you be looking to tweak or change?
Well, I wouldn't change much because it's all about the game time at the moment because the players are getting warmed up. It's a long season ahead, and then don't try and push things way too much. Take the game as it comes, and then maybe try and flip the switch in the second half. Try and play out the first, not concede. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't want to concede in the first half and then try and chase the game down. So I would be all right. I would be satisfied, but then would definitely love to score. There's looping wall.
So another question here. That was a good chance, though, by the way, for Dempo from Amman. He's saying, hashtag ask the commentators, how has the Brisbane Roar adapted to the weather conditions for the game? I don't think they have yet. I think, I'm being very honest with you, coming from an expat myself, I'm from Gibraltar, the Rock of Gibraltar and all that kind of stuff. So I'm from there. Coming to India to adapt is pretty difficult to the weather conditions and to everything, the food and everything. So how have they adapted? At the moment, I don't think they still have. Perhaps even they might be jet lagged at the moment. Who knows, right? But it's not the Brisbane Roar that perhaps we were expecting. It is 0-0 against Dempo. Let's not forget, let's put this into perspective here, into context. The head coach for Brisbane Roar said that that's going to be another foul, another yellow card, and he's sent off. Oh my word! Jack Hingan has been sent off, and now this change. The game. Oh my word! Junaid, Jack Hingan, pre-season friendly, Sri Lanka international, playing against his neighbours, gets sent off. What do you make of that?
Well, he was kept busy in that corner by Lakshmi Rao. It was a beautiful turn there, and he was left exposed perhaps, and then had to go for that challenge. Well, down to 10 men now. This should make things a little more interesting when the game plan they came up with to try and sit back and hit them on the counter. If they stick to that, it should definitely work now. They can bring some quality balls forward. We'll have to wait and see how Brisbane takes this game from here on.
Interesting. Here comes Dempo now on the charge, looking to open the scoring here in this game. This is a very good question, this one. And I'm going to ask you, Junaid. It's from Krish Mehra. He's saying, are you happy with the intent Dempo is giving in this game? What do you say to that?
Well, at the moment, the intent, I wouldn't say it's not there. It's there. They are being a bit defensive. That's all right. But then it's 29 minutes, and they are playing one of the top sides in Brisbane. I do understand the fact that there are players sitting out on the bench and not starting this fixture. But then again, Dempo are the League 2, League 3 side who are trying to make their inroads into the bigger league. So would be happy, but then they'll have to try and make something a little more interesting going into the next 60 minutes or so.
So 30 minutes in, we are already 1/3 in this game. It is still 0-0 between Dempo and the Brisbane Roar. A game bereft of any clear-cut chances. So it's still a cagey affair between these two sides. It hasn't been a classic so far, but the tempo also in the first game was significantly higher than it is here, isn't it, Junaid? When we saw FC Goa against Sporting Club de Goa, the tempo of the game matters a lot, and that tempo was significantly higher than this one, wasn't it?
Well, that's right, and the previous fixture, it all shifted in the second half. Tempo was significantly higher, and then here, the red card might just change things a little bit in favor of Dempo. You never know. Long Long ball played forward. Toe pokes it, and that has been given as a foul again. He's down on the ground there.
The referee has been caught happy, hasn't he? And has been he's been dishing cards left, right, and center like a DJ, dishing out his favorite tunes at a disco, at a club. It's a 0-0. Jack Hingett, let's not forget, has been sent off for Brisbane Roar for 2 yellow cards. I mean, they were soft. The first one was a clear yellow. The second one, the referee could have, probably should have, given a warning to Jack and said, look, mate, one more time and you will be off, but I'm giving you one final opportunity. I think the referee maybe there made a little bit of a blunder there, Junaid.
And he was pretty swift in bringing his card out. I'm not too sure if you've had a word before that. I didn't see that happening. Like you said, could have been caution, could have been given a warning.
Throw in for Brisbane Roar, playing with 10 men, of course, now. Intercepted though. That's a poor pass there by number 4. Number 4, of course, is Benjamin Warland for Brisbane Roar. It's just passing the ball around. The game is meandering along. This is goalkeeper Matthew Acton. Ches Lofthouse back to Benjamin Warland. Warland opens the ball up, sprays it out down to the wing. Walid Shur now. Back to the goalkeeper Acton. Centre-back combination there. Long ball forward for Brisbane Roar. Of course, you are more than welcome to join us in all of the games for this tournament. We do have 15 games for you guys here in this competition. Brisbane Roar will face FC Goa and Sporting Club de Goa also in this tournament. So a lot of football for all teams involved. Of course, in Group B, you have Churchill Brothers from the I-League. You have Orisha and you have Chennaiyin, and you have Club Deportivo Defensa y Justicia from Argentina. So an international flavor to the games, Junaid.
That's right, and that should definitely bring some fans to the stadiums. We'll hope to see from tomorrow being a Sunday, and then the weather playing its part today. Talking about intent a few minutes back, now you see a lot more runs being made. Presses coming in from the likes of Ariston De Costa and Netrik Guam, trying to win those balls, putting some pressure on that back line.
As of now, there's only been one shot on target in the game, and that was for Dempo, which was around 10-15 minutes ago. So the game, as you can expect for the Roar, they're viewing this as a pre-season friendly tournament. I mean, they're not firing on all cylinders, clearly not firing on all cylinders, and they're taking it as it comes. They're taking it slow. They are trying to get themselves into this game. Dempo, though, are fighting hard. They are playing relatively well. To be fair to them, they are keeping their composure. They are being calm on the ball. They're passing the ball around whenever they have an opportunity to do that. As I just say that, it's a bit of a jinx there for the goalkeeper. But so far, so good. The game plan for Dempo is working, isn't it?
Well, that's right, and the strategy they might have come up with looks like sitting back, absorbing pressure, taking those shots in and then maybe hit them on the counter. And that should definitely serve the purpose, especially with Brisbane being reduced to 10 men. Now, can they find that quality ball? We'll have to wait and see if the likes of Vinay Vijay, Aaron DeCosta find Shubham Rawat and Lakshman Rao. That link-up still seems to be missing. And that is something they would hope to get it right as soon as they possibly can.
So again, this is Walid Shor now, the Lebanese player, number 8. We do have a poll, so you can get yourself to voting in our YouTube chat. Can Dempo secure a clean sheet in the first half, is the question being asked from all of you guys. What do you think, Junaid?
Well, it's a tough one, but then I would say no. It's going to be difficult against a quality side, and
in the first
got
half,
some
in the
players
first
sitting
half,
out.
Junaid.
In the first
In the
half,
first half.
I think yes. I think I would go for it. Yes, I think Dempo can manage a clean sheet in the first half. I will take that because the momentum has shifted slightly after that red card in favor of Dempo. They are enjoying more of the ball. They're trying to bring it forward, making those decent runs. Then 8 minutes out, I possibly see them going into the halftime break with the scoreline being 0-0.
Possession now with Dempo. We're live, of course, at Sportscast India and FIFA Plus. We are going to be having all 15 games live here on both channels. So it's going to be a fun fest. 15 games of football, around a week and a half of football, as the Australians call it, soccer. I'll never understand that word, soccer, but still. It's going to be a free kick though for Brisbane Roar. 39 minutes in. It is midnight in Australia, so all of you Australian fans watching, kudos to you guys and respect from my end. I would be already deep in sleep at that time. The Brisbane Roar, Junaid, we've rightly pointed out that they are not playing their full contingent here in this particular first half. They're testing players, trying players. Do you think the coach will be changing much at the halftime interval? Is he going to be making subs, changing tactics, experimenting? What do you think? Now
I think
that he's
yes,
down
he
to
will.
10 players. He's down to 10 players.
Well, I think
Don't
he
forget
will
that.
still be making those changes, I believe, because like we've been mentioning, it's a pre-season friendly for them, so they definitely like to get some minutes under the belt of some of the players who haven't started this fixture. So yes, we would be seeing some changes at least in the second half. Tactically, I'm not quite sure what they'll be bringing up with. Yes, they are a decent side. They are a very good side between the two to try and get that opening goal and then try and see the game off. Because at the moment, it's just not clicking for them. Because Dempo have begun. Here's something that could change. Trying to drive through the defense, but well dealt in the end by Dempo.
Ball for Brisbane Roar on the edge of the box, looking for an opening. Again, solid defending. The shape that the Dempo side is using, playing with, is a pretty robust, solid shape. When they get the ball, they try and play out wide. When they lose possession, it's just two blocks of 4 and one player up front all by himself, or one block of 5 and then a 4 and then a 1. So it's quite interesting, this tactic by Dempo, pressing high up the field and nearly recovering the ball. This is Walid Shah, the Lebanon player, now playing out from the back. Dempo controlling possession here, looking for an opening. 40 minutes in already, Junaid. Time has flown by, hasn't it?
That's right, and red card has made things a little more interesting because you could see Dempo utilizing that left flank quite consistently. Every now and then they get an opportunity. Is there a pull back there? The ref decides to play on the advantage, trying to utilize that left flank. Brisbane.
I'm just glad, Junaid, that we haven't had any power cuts or any internet interruptions at the moment with all this rain falling around us like we had in the first game. So, and big respect, as Sagan is saying in our YouTube channel, to the ground staff for making this ground playable despite the heavy rain that you can see and hear and almost feel. No matter where you're from, watching, you can almost feel it, can't you? It's peltering down there. Free kick there for Brisbane Hall. It's in position. Dempo, Brisbane ball. Shot blocked there by Dempo, out for a corner kick. 3 minutes left in this first half between Dempo and the Brisbane ball. Corner kick. Again in swinger of the proceedings. Okay, again swinger, decent one. Cleared away. So is it a question of more of the same for Dempo in the second half, Junaid?
Well, I'm pretty sure they're going to come out with a bit more intent and try and drive it forward because I'm pretty sure those nerves, those dangling nerves will be settled in by now. They know they are in with a decent chance after Brisbane having been reduced to 10 men. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be, beg your pardon, a lot more attacks coming in from Dempo. But when is the question? Would they give themselves an opportunity in the final 20 minutes or so, try and bring in few more players sitting out on the bench and then try and make that first move and get that opening goal? Hasn't been those clear-cut chances created on either sides. Cross there, goes wide off the target and over the crossbar. That's going to be a goal kick for Brisbane. So like I pointed out, like we were mentioning a while back, hasn't been those clear-cut opportunities created on either side of the pitch, Joel. Maybe in the second half you could see the tempo going up a little bit, just a little bit.
It's been a very subdued first half. Do you agree with that? It's been a very subdued first half. It's going to be a yellow card, I believe, for one of the Dempo players. 2 minutes of added on time here. It's been subdued. It's been cagey. Both teams haven't really created much. And it's been lackluster, Junaid. It really has, hasn't it?
That's right, and like you said, it's been subdued, lackluster, sedate, if I may use the word. So we haven't seen enough because a lot was expected from Brisbane. Then kudos to the way Dempo has managed to keep their shape at the back and then haven't conceded, maintaining clean sheet, just a minute away, a few seconds away from keeping that, at least for the first half. I'm pretty sure their confidence must be quite high after the performance they have put in the first set of 45 minutes.
So we had 563 votes on the poll. 84% say that Dempo will be given a clean sheet. 16% have said that they won't, that Brisbane won't going to score. So, you know, the popular vote wins, I guess. They still haven't conceded. We're nearly at the end of the first half. And by the way it looks, nothing's going to change. And the Dempo head coach is going to be absolutely delighted. I mean, what will they take from friendlies like this going into their maiden I-League campaign for so many years? Of course, Dempo, one of the most lauded I-League teams in the past, but they haven't been at that level for so many years. What can they take from a first half like this against a team that on paper might be superior to them, Junaid?
Well, they'll definitely take a lot of confidence in their season ahead, because I-League 3, from there on to I-League 2, and then finishing that in the second spot. They have come a long, long way, and I'm pretty sure it's just going to be the way forward for Dempo.
They have come a long way in a short space of time. Although, if you think about the bigger picture, it's taken them over a decade to get back to where they truly belong. That's half time now. It is Dempo Sport Club 0, Brisbane Roar Football Club 0. And it's, well, a surprise scoreline for now. We will be back with you guys for the start of the second half. Myself and Junaid, the dynamic duo, will be back with you guys. So don't go anywhere. Enjoy your samosas, enjoy your pakoras, enjoy your omelets and your fish and your coffee and tea. Be back with us now in 15 minutes time for the start of the second half.
Oh, nice to meet you, brother.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good. All okay in Goa?
Yeah, all good. It's a beautiful place.
I mean, not
I haven't
really.
seen much, but rain's on the side, right?
This month, this is the last month of it. So from next month onwards, it's going to be sunny. Actually, you guys came yesterday?
We came day before yesterday.
Okay. So the day before yesterday was bright and sunny.
Yeah.
And then this is
It's a privilege to have also Mr. Bandodkar, one of the late Bhausaheb medical hospital officials. And now request our President to present the bouquet to Dr. Thank you, Dr. And also to our very own Atmastri, Mr. Pramanand Sampalkar. On behalf of the CSC, thank you all.
So, welcome back to the start of the second half between Dempo Sports Club and Brisbane Roar. It is 0-0, deadlocked. And of course, I'm joined by my partner in crime, Junaid. So, welcome back, Junaid. Welcome back to everyone.
Thank you, Joel. It was a sedate first half, to say the least. No clear-cut chances, just one shot coming in, one target from the home side, Dempo. And after having been reduced to 10 men, Dempo would definitely fancy their chances. We'll have to wait and see if there are going to be instant changes before the start of the second half. Of course, some absolute quality sitting out on the bench for the visitors.
इस पे लगाओ राइट संजू के इस पे लगाओ तो संजू को कनेक्ट करो संजू कनेक्ट करो
Get underway here at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Fatora. Dempo going from left to right on your screens. They have sat back and tried to absorb pressure in the first half. Will they come out of their shells and try and get their attacking game forward? Trying to build up from the back. Manages to smuggle his way through. Finds the ball in a decent spot there, opening up nicely for him. The defense is right up there. Aaron De Costa, the skipper, stepping up, tracking back and marshalling it out for a save. Welcome back, Joel. How do you see the second half panning out?
Well, hope better.
Looks like I have lost
better
Joel for a
showing
bit.
by both of these sides in the second half. In Brisbane Roar then end. So as I was saying, it's, I hope it's a better second half. Chance here! Go! The Brisbane Roar are finally up and running in this game. And, well, it looked like they needed a kick at the backside by their head coach at the end of that first half to get them up and running in this match. Junaid, 1-0 for the Roar. Stunning start to the second half.
That was brilliantly done. A brilliant cross, well-timed run, and a perfect finish to put it past behind Velester Mendes. The Brisbane Lions have finally roared in India. And what a start to the second half you've got. One man down and have got the lead. It's a slender lead, but then they would definitely love to build from here on.
So 1-0, Waddingham with the goal.
Coming in from number 16, Thomas Waddingham.
Or Junaid once.
Looks like a free kick has been awarded. It's been a brisk start to the second half. Goal early on and time to create their chances. Brisbane roar. Dempo. Do we have an instant response coming in from the boys in blue? It's Muhammad Ali trying to put some pressure on that back line of Dempo. Boys in orange. Another patient build up. An overlapping run coming in from the left. Raises option, tries to leave and continues his run. Lob comes inside. Gets it out of danger for now. Long ball played forward. Nothing tangible coming out from there. Here's Brisbane again on the offensive. On the ball quite swiftly in the second half. Brisbane roar.
So I hope my mic is up and running now, Junaid, and I hope that spectators do not miss me too much. So Waddingham with the goal for the Brisbane Roar. What do you make of the start, Junaid? It's been a cracking start to the second half by the Roar, hasn't it?
Well, it's been a brisk start to the second half, like I mentioned, and they have definitely come out. It's, like I said, it's following the same template as the game previous to this one had, and went into the break with the scoreline reading 0-0, and then they came back with all guns blazing. Will we see any sort of response coming in from Dempo is the question to be asked at the moment, because they have sat back, they have their own strategy, wanted to defend and then come out on the counter and then make things happen. They are chasing the game. Try and bring it forward every now and then they get an opportunity. They have to try and stitch a few passes together. That is something that has lagged consistently in the first half. Link at play has been missing, but for a change, can that happen in the second half? Dempo inside the box, takes a strike, gets it blocked. Decent effort there. And on the run are Brisbane now on the counter, trying to make things happen. Had got option towards the right there. appealing for a foul there. Nothing says the ref, and he's back on his feet now, and it's going to be a throw-in in favor of Dempo. Trying to utilize that left channel now, giving away the possession. Brisbane with the ball. It's nice to go back. And Watland keeping it straight down the line, taken away by the skipper, Ariston De Costa. Been very patient with the build-up so far. Dempo. Can they find that one telling pass forward? Just been one shot on target in the first half, in the first 20 minutes. And since then on, it hasn't been a game.
I agree with you, Junaid. It's been a fast start here for Brisbane Roar in the second half, and it is now Dempo's match to pursue and to chase. Remember, the Brisbane Roar are down to 10 men. They had Jack Hingert sent off midway through the first half, so it's the onus is on the team playing with 11, isn't it, Junaid?
Well, that's right, and then they have to make things happen. Because you can't just sit back and then defend for the entirety of 90 minutes, and this is exactly what they've been doing so far. Haven't come off the blocks as yet. They have tried a bit in the first half towards the end, in the last 8 minutes or so, but then they have to keep that momentum going in the second half as well. And after conceding early on, they are chasing this game that's given away poorly. Can they make this one count? Decides to go back again. And that breaks down the rhythm completely, Joel, because they have to try and make use of those loose opportunities presented to them. It has been quite rare because it's a quality side they are up against.
Yeah, it's not a very watchable, viewable game, this one, to be fair. Both teams are just, the tempo is not that intense. It's very slow, walking pace. The rain seems to have subsided a little bit here. The cross, that cross. You see, for me as a coach, that epitomizes Indian football in a nutshell at the moment. Even when you look at ISL games and I-League games, you see plenty of crosses like that. Absolutely aimless crossing into the box.
Looks like it was Shubham Rawat who went into the ref's books there. The whistle had gone on and tried to get on with the shot. Matthew Acton decides to go long. Throw in favor of Brisbane Roar. Gives a bit of time for the players to settle back. It's Brisbane again, trying to build up from the back. Grounder, a lob towards the left flank, cuts it back, gets it inside the box. And nothing says the ref. It was a shout for a penalty there, and the Ref has given a free kick. Was the contact made inside? It's a bit of a touch and go there. Just on the edge of the box, if I got that right. Free kick for Brisbane Roar. Decides to go through with the strike himself and goes way over. The idea was right, the execution wasn't there as precise as they would have liked. With wish for Muhammad Ali. Here's Vinay Vijay. Trying to bring it forward. Prithvish again. Losing out on the possession again. That has been the story so far for Dempo. It's a quick throw in there. Has got options towards the center. Decides to go himself and finds the back of the net. Makes it 2-0 to the visitors. And is that boy again. An early taken throw in. Gets it away from the defense and slots it home, beautifully tucked. Waddingham gets on the score sheet for the second time this evening. Brisbane breathe easy a little bit. Reduced to 10 men. Halfway mark in the first half, and then from there on have come back and scored a brace in the second half. It's going to be a daunting task now for Dempo. Just managed one shot on target in the first half. Can they try and turn things around? Welcome back, Joel. The scoreline is different to the time you left us. What do you make of it?
Yeah, it has changed significantly, hasn't it? It's 2-0 now for Brisbane Roar. And let's not forget they're playing with 10 men, so this is what we knew all along, that they were playing in first gear at the first half, and they just raised the tempo dramatically in the second half. So it just shows the gulf in quality of players that these two teams have. It's just very simple, very easy to understand this. The gulf of quality is incredible. And now it's going to be interesting to see it will be interesting to see, sorry Junaid, so as I was saying, Junaid, I apologize for that. We are having some internet fluctuations going on here. As I was saying, it will be interesting to see how Brisbane Roar play against FC Goa.
Free kick for Brisbane Roar. In comes the ball! And that has gone and hit the back of the net. From the free kick, targeting those orange shirts there. Well, beautifully passed. Well, it's tremendous. Now then, it's Waleed who has scored. Perfect header. As the goalkeeper, and Brisbane Roar have definitely flipped the switch in the second half. For all the hard work done in the first half has just got multiplied by 0 for Dempo in the second. Trying to make things happen from the left flank now. Gets across in. Read that one perfectly all right, and then have managed to get it out of this danger momentarily. Here's Dempo again. Dempo still with the ball. Tackle comes in and a chance, a shot taken. That gets blocked on the way. Shallow for Prithwesh. Forward now, Dempo. Just two sitting in the back. Prithwesh has come up in support of the midfield, and that has been their area that they have lacked so far. They haven't linked up properly in most parts of those 64 minutes that have been played out here. Gets across in, backtracking. Was always going well over. Another change. Number 27 is going to come on. Benjamin Halloran. Played with Adelaide United between 2022 and 2024. Australian international with 6 caps, Benjamin.
So yeah, as you saw, Junaid, they're making the changes now. The coach is ringing up the changes, bringing on some international players. This is what it's all about. It's just giving them minutes and giving them, you know, time on the pitch to just get used to these conditions. They have 2 more games left in this group against Sporting Club de Goa, which you would expect them to win also, and against FC Goa. It's going to be a very interesting match, that one. But I hope, fingers crossed, that the mic and our setup is okay for that game tomorrow in Group B. Because I apologize if you haven't been hearing from me for the past few minutes. I've been trying to sort out a technical issue from our end. So it's going to be a goal kick. Acton will take it. The goalkeeper hasn't really been tested. The only time he has in the first half, he easily grabbed that. So 3-0, Junaid. This is what we expected from the Brisbane Roar, wasn't it?
That's right, and I am 3 quarters up in my prediction. I predicted 4-0 in favor of Brisbane Roar. Never know. There's something left in the tank for Dempo to try and make things work in their favor. But at the moment, it's just one-way traffic. Here's Dempo again trying to create something from the left. Has got options, but was flagged offside. And again, you'd have to try and time those runs to perfection, especially when you're chasing the game down. 3 goals conceded.
And let's not forget, Junaid, they're playing with 10 men. So, you know, it's a bit of an extra effort that they've had to put in to this game today after that sending off by Sri Lankan international Jack Hingert. So it's been a pretty good second half, and they've just turned up gears and turned up the class that we know Brisbane Roar can produce and has. And there you see again the gulf of quality in both of these sides, and perhaps also the gulf of quality in Indian football and Australian football.
Well, that's right, and it's been a good outing for the boys in orange, because having been reduced to 10 men, then they'll have to try and get the job done. And they have managed perfectly. Yes, pointing out to the quality, of course we all know that, and on paper, on the pitch, they have looked rock solid. The way they've moved the ball around and have controlled, they've looked a class apart. It's a huge gulf in between the two sides, and that is very much evident for all of us to see. Here's again trying to bring it forward, this time from the right. Done with utter ease now. Another cross. Track back. Josh comes in! Absolute blinder! Makes it 4-0 to Brisbane Roar. Number 26 getting on the score sheet. Well, we've seen some brilliant goals in the first game, Joel. Add that one to the tally. That was something else.
It is, because the technique that you have to have, the quality that you have to hit that ball at pace, coming back to you, and then to smack it into the top corner like that, crossbar and in, at pace, it's not easy. And he just did that with consummate aplomb and absolute superb goal. And here you can see already that Brisbane Roar in the first half, they were getting adjusted, they were getting acclimatized to the ground, to the conditions. It was pouring down, and this is the real Brisbane Roar that we were expecting, to be fair with you. There is a big gulf in quality in both of these sides, and dare I say, there is a big gulf in quality between Australian football and Indian football at the present moment in time, and this is evident in this game. It would be interesting to see, though, Junaid, how Brisbane Roar play against FC Goa, because that would be a game between two top division sides from their respective countries. So that would be the barometer where you can then judge and say, okay, yeah, Australian football is miles ahead of Indian football. Oh, wait a second, you know, not yet. Indian football is slowly catching up. So that would be the barometer that perhaps we will be judging the progress of Indian football. I remember not so long ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, Kerala Blasters played a game in Kochi, again one of these triangular tournaments, and they played against an Australian team also. I forget what Australian team it was, and that game finished 6-0 for the Australian team. So you know, the barometer was set a few years back, and this week in the upcoming games we will see whether Indian football has clawed its way back, or whether the gulf and the gap is still clearly evident and painfully evident for all Indian fans to see. Free kick now for Dempo Sports Club, cleared away by Brisbane, who have certainly turned on the style in this second half, Junaid.
That's right, and there's going to be a lot of games, 15 of them, and some quality games as well coming our way. We'll have to wait and see how the game against FC Goa pans out for Brisbane Roar. So of course, there's Chennai and there's Odisha. Going to be some interesting battles coming along the way in the next 2 weeks. There's Brisbane again, trying to make things happen. That has been their preferred route. Consistently in the second half have dominated the flanks, especially the right one. And again, trying to drive it forward. Another cross, this time has been dealt well by the skipper, Ariston De Costa. That was looking threatening again, Joel.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like every single moment that they want now in this second half, Brisbane Roar are just carving Dempo apart without any sort of impetus. They're just waltzing their way through. So this is the the Brisbane Roar that we were expecting, and that we know that they can produce this level of quality, as you rightly pointed out. Halloran has had 6 caps for Australia already. Jay O'Shea, Irish player. You also have Berenguer, the French player. You have so many good quality players, and some of them are internationals for their respective nations. So you would expect them to dominate a game against an I-League opponent in Dempo. That was so close, wasn't it? That was another glorious opportunity there. But you would expect them to dominate a game. And in the first half, well, it just didn't seem that way. But now in the second half, well, it's all over Dempo, isn't it?
That's right, and they got accustomed to the ground, the conditions. Still early days. Then, the moment they got themselves set into the game, just flip the switch and they have looked absolutely dominating. Looked threatening whenever they have got the ball and have moved forward. And on the flip side, they have Dempo have been caught napping, been caught wanting. Been no attempts in the second half whatsoever. Barely remember some of the forwards having had a touch of the ball. Just been in the defensive third, they have managed to get the possession.
And of course, Junaid, you can also see the difference, the big difference. Again, we were talking about the gulf of quality with Indian football and Australian football. You can see the gulf of quality between the reserve team players for Brisbane Roar and the first team players, because they've made a host of changes in the second half, and you can already see that in the first half they were playing with a second string side, so to say, and now in this second half, this is their main team playing, and you can tell already that it's a different kettle of fish, and all that playing with 10 men, not 11. 10 against 11, and they're still scoring 4 goals. Imagine the horror. It would have been 11 against 11 with their first team. So it's food for thought for all Indian fans to have a think about when people are unhappy that India doesn't progress to the World Cup, or to the to the next round of the World Cup, or to the Asia Cup and so forth. Well, we have a long way to go, guys. We really do have a long way to go. Fifteen minutes left on the game. Yeah. You read my mind, Junaid. We are absolutely synced, aren't we? There's going to be a chance here now for Brisbane again. And that's 5-0. As simple as that. Just a little man-to-man. And then it's just bottom corner finish. Simple, easy, sweet. 5-0. And, I mean, it's just very, very simple for Brisbane Roar at the moment. With their main team on the pitch, you can see that they, in the first half, they were just in first gear. They were stuck in neutral, mate. Not even in first gear. They were stuck on neutral. And now in the second half, they just decided to raise their game a little bit. No foul here, man-to-man. And then just a simple tap-in finish into the bottom corner. Nothing the goalkeeper can do about that. It just really is that easy, Junaid. It really is that easy at the moment.
That's right. It's as easy as you like. They have the way they have come out in the second half, right from the get-go. It looked like scoring every time they touched the ball. And Lofthouse getting on the score sheet. Predicted 4-0 before the start of the game. It's 5-0 in favor of the visitors. I've got my predictions wrong one more time.
Yeah, you have indeed got your predictions wrong, which means that I'm not paying for your dinner tonight, buddy. So
that's fine.
You're gonna have to fork it out yourself.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do it. We can do a Dutch all the time, Joel.
Well, actually, when you mentioned the Dutch also wear orange, so there you go. Perhaps a sign.
With 10 men down, 4-0 was something that I still stuck to, and they have proved me absolutely wrong. They managed to put 5 past the goalkeeper. What do you think they could take away from this game, Joel? I'm talking about Dempo, because it's a proper hammering that they have got from Brisbane Roar.
You're asking me to be honest with you as to what they can take after this game. I mean, my friend, it's 5-0 for Brisbane Roar, and they scored 5 goals with 10 men. So if you're asking me to be honest with you, as a coach myself, I have to go into the dressing room and picture myself in his position, and I'll be like, you know, guys, 45 minutes, first 45 minutes, you know, you were pretty good. This second 45 minutes, we have to work on these things. Let's not think about it too much. Let's just move on. You know, you want to try and limit it to as little words as possible. You cannot start hammering the players for losing 5-0 to Brisbane Roar and so forth, because then that will just utterly destroy their morale and confidence. What you have to do though is try and raise them one way or another. Try and look at the good bits, at the good parts. You know, at the positives. The first 45 minutes was decent. It was not good, but it was all right. They held on to a 0-0. So build on from there. Forget this 45 minutes and build on from the first 45 minutes. That is, as a coach, what I would do. And you know, strong words are not necessary in the dressing room today after this game. I mean, that is pointless. It's a friendly game, and. So yeah, I mean, what can they take from this? From the second half, absolutely nothing. From the first half, they can! Oh wow! They can take something, Junaid. Well, there you go. 5-1. And I've just been made to eat my words. That's amazing. 5-1, Junaid.
Well, that's right, and 20% recovery is what they have managed from the set piece. Corner. Slotted home beautifully. Something to cheer for after a dismal performance in the second half for the home side, as Brisbane prepares for a couple more changes. Got away from the defense there, and then beautifully headed was Muhammad Ali, who's managed to get on the score sheet. Waited, and then found his opportunity. It was brilliantly done in the end, Joel.
Very good finish. Pull a header into the bottom corner. Nothing the goalkeeper can do about that. Top class movie clips. I don't know if he's joking with us or not. But he's saying the commentators are shocked. I'm shocked that Dempo have scored. I really am. I'm not shocked that it's 5-1 or it could be more than this. Even if Brisbane Roar playing with 10 men, because this is what we kind of expected. We know. I'm a realist. I know the gulf of quality between Australian football and Indian football. A lot of Australian football players come to India. Perhaps not because the quality of football is bigger than in Australia, but perhaps because the salaries are double, triple, or quadruple what they would be paid in Australia. So it kind of makes financial sense for them to come to India. But quality level-wise, I mean, you can tell that the Australian football is miles ahead. I mean, they regularly fight for AFC Champions League positions in the latter stages and so forth. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it, Junaid?
That's right. That's absolutely right. Because we've always been pointing out towards the quality. Still a long way to catch up for the Indian sides. Another looping ball inside the box. Had the presence of a few blue shirts there. Knocks it out. Can they develop into another opportunity from here on? Knocks it out for a throw-in in favor of Dempo. Shalom Perez getting on the score sheet. Or it was number 5. the left flank this time. Number 22. Can he get the ball inside the box there? There's 3 men waiting in the center. There's Shalom. For Vinay Vijay. A grounder! Well held by Matthew Acton. Decent effort there on target. Joel.
Yeah, that was a decent move by Dempo. I mean, you can see that they do have the quality at times, you know, to penetrate that Brisbane Roar back line, and you can see that they do have the ambition. They can do it if they set their mind to it. It's just that sometimes, you know, when you concede 1 goal and then you concede 2 straight away, morale does drop, and I think that has affected Dempo in the second half. They conceded that first goal inside the first minute of the second half, Junaid. So that is surely, like, you know, like a bucket of cold water being poured over you. You know, it's a shock. So I think they had to recompose themselves after that, and they failed to do that. And that has led to their downfall, I believe. Because we've seen time and time again that they do have the quality to get in behind this Brisbane Roar team, as we see some, well, a little bit of UFC action here in Goa today. One of the Brisbane Roar players is down injured, and the Brisbane Roar management and team not taking lightly to this bit of aggression shown by Dempo. Is that something good or bad, Junaid?
Looked like a tackle from behind, and that was the complaint that was being raised. The ref was quick to point to the spot and raise a yellow card. He was cautioned straight away. Ulacho being the guilty party. The aggression is alright, but when it's under control, I'm not too sure if he got the ball first. Yeah, it looked like from the get-go, in the first instant, it looked like he got the ball, but then I'm not quite sure what the referee was thinking.
As we discussed before, Junaid, being a referee is a very, very difficult job. It's a very, how should I say? It's a job that pretty much you have to love to do it, because you have no friends on the pitch. And I think the referee, so far in these 2 games, have been pretty decent. They've done what they had to do. And, you know, there's always room for improvement for everyone. Players, coaching staff, commentators like ourselves, referees. So we just have to take it on our stride, I guess. All now for Dempo, laying it down the flank. And they perhaps carve another opening in this game and gloss over the scoreline a little bit. Says the referee. Laying it back to the centre backs. There's a woman there at the back. Down to the full back. Chance is offside though. Offside. So as the rain continues to fall here in Goa, we are nearing the conclusion of this game. It is 5-1 for the Brisbane Roar. You asked me before, Junaid, what can Dempo take from this game? I can now say that, look, they've managed to get themselves on the score sheet. That would be a big morale boost. The question for you is, what can Brisbane Roar take from this game? I mean, it's evident that their first team is miles away from their reserve team that played in the first half. So what can they take from it?
Well, the most important part, I would believe, is most of the players have got some game time, which should prepare them to adapt to the conditions here. It's the first time they are playing in this part of the world, and then there will be few games coming their way. Big games, if I may call so, FC Goa, and then in the knockouts and in the final, probably they would definitely hope to be there. That's a big takeaway, that some minutes under the belt of each of those players is something they would really be happy about. And then, of course, from the score line, they have just got the job done. They were the favorites, firm favorites, Famek also, before the kickoff, and they have delivered. Aaron De Costa has come on in place of Aaron Costa, beg your pardon.
Junaid, one more thing that I want to highlight is Brisbane Roar will be happy with the result, of course, in the second half, and they'll be delighted that there'll be no injuries. You know, when you come back into a pre-season as a coach myself, when you come back into a pre-season, you're not fully prepared yet for the rigors of professional football, and injuries can happen it's unexpected. You haven't been playing for a couple of months, a couple of weeks, and you get thrust into a game, and you have to perform. So the Brisbane Roar management will be delighted that they have had no injuries in this game, given the travel that they've had from Brisbane all the way to Goa, given the conditions, the rain, the humidity. With this kind of rain, the ground becomes heavy ground, which is prone for injuries. So they'll be delighted that they haven't had any injuries so far in this game. So that will be a big plus for their Brisbane Roar management team, Junaid. That's for sure.
Well, definitely, that's a big plus, and of course, getting all the players back from the break and preparing for the season ahead, injury-free, keeping them fit, and then producing a result. Got the box ticked, and then getting it done with being one man down, with 10 men on the pitch. Shalom Perez deciding to go long, finds Rawat. That has been given as a free kick in favor of Brisbane.
So, Junaid, looking at tomorrow, we have a few more games happening tomorrow, of course. I'm just gonna get the schedule here for you right now, because there are some interesting games happening tomorrow. We have Churchill Brothers against Chennai, so that's an I-League battle against Lionsell team. And then we have the big game, perhaps. I really am excited to watch Club Deportivo Defensa y Justicia from Argentina play against Odisha FC. I really am pumped up for that game because, an Argentinian team coming to India, to these shores, it's very, very strange. It's almost unheard of. So it's going to be interesting to see how Odisha tally up to this Argentina side. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, that's right, and we'll have to wait and see what 11 they field going into that game. Will they go all out and try and win it, or would try and test out some of the bench strength that they have? Because, like you've pointed out a few times, it's pre-season friendlies for most of them, trying to align their squads. They have a few players being tested out, a few new entrants into their squads have been given a run-in. And that's a red card being showed. Samir Naik, caution for the second time, I believe, Joel. Not quite sure what that was for. He was yellow carded a few minutes back. Now a second yellow, and he heads straight back into the tunnel.
Well, Junaid, this is a friendly tournament. This game has been nothing but friendly, to be honest. It hasn't been friendly at all, hasn't it? We've seen 2 red cards. We've seen a melee just a few minutes ago down by the byline. So it really hasn't been all too friendly, hasn't it? I mean, I do like a little bit of spice, a little bit of masala, but perhaps, a little bit more toned down, because two red cards in a friendly game is not what you really expect, is it?
Masala. So with the right result is definitely something that the Indian team would have loved for. The Dempo team, should I say.
You were thinking about that, weren't you? You were thinking about what to use for masala, weren't you? You were thinking about that, right? I know that.
That's right. I was actually.
It's always good having you here in the commentary box alongside me. We do have a lot of banter, a lot of, expert analysis of the game, of different situations, trying to put yourself into the position of the coaches. I myself am a coach, so I can definitely do that because I've done that a million times already before. So it's always interesting to have, and that's another free kick. And again, Brisbane Roar players are not happy about this. They are coming and surrounding the Dempo player, asking the referee for a card, and they're going to get it. So it's always good to analyze the different aspects of the game. A game is never the same. We have 95, 96 minutes, and there are tons of things that happen during that match. And it's always good, Junaid, to also have your expert analysis here with the players and their histories and stuff like that. It's a pleasure. It really is a pleasure working alongside you, my friend. And this game is all
Likewise,
but
Joel,
over.
it's one of those partnerships. Yep, that's right. It's 93 minutes and a few seconds, a minute and a thick bit left in the contest. And best thing that has happened for Dempo is haven't conceded in the first half and then went on to score. This could be another opportunity. Was trying to cut back on the left there. Defense was there to try and tidy things up a little bit in favor of Brisbane. And away again, Acton takes a shot! Was going in for all money there. Matthew Acton with a good save. Palms it over for a corner. Some action towards the end of the added on time, Joel.
Yeah, that was a decent effort there for Dempo. It's going to be a corner kick, so Matthew Acton called into action late on in this game. So another corner kick. We saw what happened in the last corner kick. Dempo scored a goal. Too late for a comeback though, but they do it again. A good punch away this time by Acton. Referees had a look at his watch, and we are nearly there, guys. It's going to be a resounding 5-1 victory for Brisbane Roar. Another cross coming in for Dempo. Time is eking away, and the match will be over. The man in pink in the middle. He has looked at his watch a number of times, and that is the end of the game. Brisbane Roar 5, Dempo FC 1. What we expected in the second half of the whole game actually happened. Waddingham with a brace, Shaw the Lebanon International with a goal, Bhausaheb with a cracker, and Lofthouse, and Pires for Dempo with their only. So, Junaid, tomorrow we have 2 more games. We have Churchill Brothers against Chennai, an I-League team against an ISL team. And we have the big game of the weekend, to be fair. It is Orisha against Club Deportivo Defensa y Justicia, the team in Argentina First Division, which we will be bringing you live here from Sportscast India and FIFA Plus. Junaid, anything you wish to say before we conclude this fantastic game of football?
It's been a game of 2 halves for both the sides, if I may call it. Dempo start on the right note. Red card shown to Jack Hingert right around about the halfway mark, and then in the second half they came back pretty strongly and flipped the switch right from the moment the second half began. 5 goals scored, and in the process Dempo managing to get 1 back. It's a game that they will have to think about, go back to the drawing board and try and correct some of the mistakes and come back stronger in the second one. Still a long way to go. Probably hope Dempo would come back really well in the next round of fixtures that they have. Back to you, Joel. Should be back tomorrow with a couple more games.
That is something the head coach won't be there for the next game, of course. We'll have to work on the training field in the next couple of days. So from us, from the dynamic duo, Joel and Junaid, we are bidding you guys adieu. Do take care, enjoy your dinner, enjoy your food, enjoy company with your family. Till tomorrow, till then, stay safe, take care, and God bless you.